Alright, YouTube, so it's been a while since I did a little like garden walkthrough update tour video kind of thing. I've been crazy busy. I've already had the first 2 CSA boxes go out. We're coming up on the 3rd tour with Paul, and I guess 3rd CSA box too. So yeah, I've just been crazy busy, haven't been able to make any videos. And then I know a lot of people wanted me to record the last 2 tours and get them uploaded, but it's just, I don't know, it's kind of hard to record the tour when you take part in the tour. And so I don't know, I'm thinking maybe I'll see if somebody's interested in helping record one. Whoever comes out to the tour, I'll just ask, does anybody want to help? And like a lot of times people would want to help, so yeah, I might do that, or I can actually make it happen, because it'd be nice to do a whole tour video. It'd be kind of cool. Anyways, so I'm gonna walk you through the garden and give you a little update on stuff. A lot has changed since the last couple of videos. There's been a lot of growth, but there's also been a lot that's been taken out by the weather and all kinds of stuff. So anyways, I'll just show you each bed. It's really, really bright out, so I'm hoping that I can manually adjust it as needed and it shows up. I can't even hardly see the screen, so we'll see what happens. Anyways, the bed of Walla Walla onions are doing really good. They're putting on some nice growth. Let's see, hold on. They're bulbing out pretty nice. Bear with me. The bed of carrots, I don't know, it's the carrots that did make it are coming up great. Tova, don't walk through that. The carrots that did make it are coming up great, but a lot of them, being that we had so much rain, got mowed down by slugs, and that's a huge problem here. The slugs are insane. Honestly, I don't think there is a way to like really get up on top of the slug population here. It's like, it's nuts. But anyways, they mowed down pretty much both ends of the bed. The middle's pretty good. I think they're in the wood chips over here and in the wood pile over there, and that's why they always hit the 2 sides of the beds. Everything in the middle typically always does really good, so that's my little suspicion. Another thing is my allergies are really bad, so if you hear me like sniffling throughout the entire video, just sorry about that. Leeks are doing really good. They're getting big, nice and full. I'm excited about that. They're buried 8 inches deep, so they'll have 8-inch like perfect white little stalks. I'm excited about that. The celery's looking really good. These cabbages, these guys took a beating. We had 2 windstorms come through. The first one was brutal. The second one wasn't as bad, but it certainly didn't help these guys. It was pretty crazy. Like, the wind kept changing directions, and it was rocking the cabbage plants like back and forth every which way, and it snapped all the roots off around like the base of the plant. So a lot of them ended up just flying out of the garden, and they were all over the place out here. Paul's cabbages were all over the lawn. It was nuts. So yeah, that really sucks. I'm really bummed about these guys, but hopefully some of them will regrow their roots back. Others, like this one, don't look like they're gonna make it. If they do, they're not gonna be strong and not gonna be like, I don't know. If they do, if that one makes it, I'll eat it. I'm not giving that one to a customer because it doesn't have the roots to really be as healthy as it could be. This bed has been doing great. The Yugoslavian red butterhead lettuce, and then I think that's winter density. It's another type of butterhead romaine kind of cross. They both did amazing, even with the I don't even know what it was. It was probably like 10, maybe 100 straight days of rain. I don't know, exaggerating a little bit there, but it was brutal. So much rain that it filled up the pond. I'll take you over there and show you that. But yeah, these lettuces did great. So they're definitely ones that I'll continue to use in the spring, out here especially. Swiss Chard's doing good right in the middle. Been harvesting a lot of this lettuce though for the CSA, so the rows are a little empty now. That Salanova, I don't even know if I did this in an update, but this stuff, it started off really rough in the greenhouse. It took like, I don't know whether it was a compost or just greenhouse conditions or what it was, I don't know, but it had a rough start, and it's finally starting to come up and looking pretty good. The bunching onions, they're looking great. Probably start harvesting from them probably in a week or two if the weather stays nice. Garlic, that stuff took a beating with all the rain. A lot of it rotted. We'll see what happens with that. I don't even know. Some of it's starting to scape up, so I'll pull those, and depending on how many I have, I'll either throw them in a box or I'll use them. The Mizuna in between the garlic, and as well as the majority of the radishes over here, they're doing pretty good. Let's see. Comfrey along the fence, that's up and thriving as usual. This is going to be the second cut in about a week. I'll knock it all back. Let's see. All this lettuce is doing pretty good. The Segolane, which is down on the end, I'll show you that. That does not like rain. I'll tell you that right now. It sucks in the rain. Everything else though, especially these romaines, that's crisp mint, and that's I don't even know how to say it, but it's also called troutback lettuce. Those two are doing great. Let's see, the whole bed of spinach. Let's see if I can. Yeah, here we go. Maybe that looks a little weird. I don't know. The whole bed of spinach back here that I planted in, I think February, maybe, yeah, about February. I started it in January, I think. Got it out in mid-February, maybe. That just started to really bolt. Flavor was still great on it. So what I did with my last CSA box was, while I was filling the boxes for the customers, I handed them a pair of pruners and I said, here, take as much as you want, and they pretty much cleared the bed. It's still great for green drinks and stuff, so I'm glad they got pretty much all of it. A little bit of it went to the chickens, but yeah, I'm happy that got used. These cauliflower plants, there's only 5 left. 4, because that one's practically hanging in there, barely, maybe, I don't know. Anyways, I had 20 of them, I think, right here. That's wind and cabbage root maggot damage. That's another big problem here. There's a lot of that. Kind of brings up another point. Like, don't ever let anybody tell you they don't have pests in their garden, because there's always some kind of pest. Paul likes to say the bugs are God's, like, garden police force, and they get rid of the weak, and that's true. 100% that's true, but they also know what good food is, and bugs tend to have a sweet tooth, and when you've got really nice healthy produce, they might chew that up too. Strawberries or the cherry tree are doing great. Cherry tree's doing great. Fig tree, other cherry tree, strawberries over there, everything's doing great. Good. Got some seedlings I need to transplant. Show you the greenhouse real quick, and then I'll take you through the orchard, and then we'll go out to the pond garden in a minute, or after we go through the orchard. More seedlings. These are tomatoes that I've been growing in the greenhouse just because it's been so cool and damp. I don't want them getting fungal diseases, so kept them in there. They're going out today after I make the video. I'm going to plant them in the orchard, and then 2 sun golds in the herb garden. Let's see, here's the greenhouse. everything's looking okay. A lot of stuff I just started yesterday, so there's not much plant life going on. I did throw a shade cloth, 50% shade cloth, over the greenhouse. It gets really hot in here, especially when the sun's out, so that helps a lot. The plants are really liking it. So yeah, really glad I did that. But still having some problems with the compost that I used. So I'm going back to my original recipe, and I'm looking forward to seeing the results of that show up in the greenhouse again. There's Buddy the turkey. He's getting huge. It's crazy. Anyways, let's keep this moving. Orchard's doing really good. Everything planted in the orchard is doing really good too. There's some mustard under this tree, 2 different types. Some extra spinach. There's Tova. Yeah, this lighting's really hard to work with, so anyways, this is the bed of Mizuna. I just harvested all these guys. It's cut and come again, so I cut it back to about 2 inches to the ground, and it's already starting to come back. But the rest of the Mizuna's looking great. Let's see, over here we've got some radishes that really took a beating with all the rain, and then they've got some pest problems because they're not thriving because weather conditions, but whatever. Sugar snap peas. There's some endive kind of planted around the drip line of the tree. In the center we've got bulb fennel all over. Let's see, onions over here are doing good. There's some arugula, some spinach seedlings, more endive over here. The broccoli that I got transplanted all under here is doing great. Like, it's growing like gangbusters. It's crazy. See? Check that out. Little guys. It's sprouting broccoli, and I don't know, not getting a lot of it all at once, so kind of just picking and grazing myself. The apples set in really nice. That burdock is getting huge. It needs to be dug in the next couple of days. We dug the first one up on the first tour, and the roots were ginormous. So I just gotta get out here and dig the rest of them up before it goes to flower and takes over the orchard. Potatoes are doing good. Merit collard over here is doing good. Gonna be saving seed from that guy. There's a volunteer asparagus from seed. Birds ate the berries and sat on a branch, and out comes the seed. I don't know how well you can see it, but there's what are they? Bunching onion seedlings all over here. Here's some more mature bunching onion. I've got different types of potatoes under these trees over here. They're doing good. They're from last year. Again, here's the burdock. Whoops. I put purple sprouting peacock broccoli all under this tree. There's a ton of it, so I'm really excited about that. Hope that does really good. More kale seed that's going to be ready pretty soon. I'll harvest that, bundle it up, store it in some brown bags, and let that dry. This is Hickory King and Heirloom corn that we're experimenting with this year. I started it in the greenhouse just to give it a head start, since it's a really long season corn and this is a really short season climate, so we'll see how that does out here. Excited about that. This is the same kind that we've got in Paul's garden. I just planted some extra and planted under this giant, big old tree. It's one of his original trees. Let's see what else. Onions under this pear tree. They're doing good. Same over here. You've got a bunch of zucchinis over here. There's sugar snap peas all over the place. Let's backtrack and go over this way. See? Sugar snap peas growing up in the tree. So cool. They're so good. I've got arugula all around this tree. Weather's warming up, so it's starting to bolt, but it's still really tender, so it's really good still. And merit collards doing great. Shallots, they're ready to go. Harvested a lot of the arugula on this side. I've got beets and cauliflower. The Egyptian walking onions over there, I'll go show you them actually. Cabbages over here doing good. They're kind of protected in the orchard from the wind, so they didn't get too damaged, luckily. These Egyptian walking onions are a lot of fun. I like them. Really cool for kids to grow in the garden. Anyways, they're doing good. But let's head over to Paul's garden real quick. I don't want the video to be too long. This is kale that he thinned out of his main row and transplanted out here. That's doing really good. First week or two it looks a little rough just because it's going through transplant shock, and then it bounces back and you can hardly tell the difference. These are all beets. Doing really good. Whoops. On this end, he's got a lot of stuff just starting to come up. This is kind of like his mid-season crops. He's got his, I don't know, hold on. This lighting's really a pain. Anyways, he's got his early spring crops over here, mid-season, and then once some of that stuff's done, he'll plant his fall crops on that side. Let's see. Let's see if I can make out what's coming up. I've got a row of spinach here. I don't know what this is, hold on. Trying to remember this one. Hickory? I think that's Hickory. The next one I think is red Russian kale. Pretty sure. Some carrots from last year. Right here. They're going to seed. Not sure what he planted there. Not sure what he planted here. I don't remember. I think he actually did that while I was doing the CSA thing. Here's last year's parsley going to seed. Just got more parsley planted here, same row. The elk campaign is getting big. The stuff gets so big it's insane. I think the root's used medicinally. Pretty sure. I don't know. But yeah, this stuff's doing good. Let's see. What is this? I don't know, possibly a type of lettuce. I'm not sure though. Beans, they're starting to come up. They look really good. It's arugula, bolted, but the flowers are incredible. I don't know if you've ever eaten arugula flowers, but I think it's so much better than just the arugula leaves. It's sweet and then it gets hot. Bunching onions down there doing good. This is black-seeded Simpson lettuce coming up nice and lush. That stuff's really good in the spring. Celery, Swiss chard. It's the rainbow Swiss chard. It's doing really good. Let's see, looks like red Russian kale. This one's, I think it's a row of rainbow lacinato. That seed that he saved himself. I think that's another row of red Russian. Looks like it. I would say this is broccoli from the looks of it. And then these are the cabbages. I think the last video I may have mixed them up. I don't know. But broccoli, cabbages, now you know. Carrots. And this is the corn that I transplanted out. And I'm actually pretty shocked at how well it's doing with all of the rain and cold weather lately. Like, I don't know, it's probably a good 8 inches tall, nice thick stalks already. Pretty happy that it didn't die with the cold weather and rain. There's another row of carrots just coming up. Celery's coming up, looking good. He thinned it and like transplanted to fill in the empty spots in the row. Celery is really hard to get germinating, but there's so much that, like, in a 1 foot little section, when you direct sow it, you'll probably have like 30 plants, and that's enough to do this whole row. So there was plenty. I think a lot of little plants went to the chickens. Asparagus doing good, on its way out for the season, starting to fern up. You gotta let asparagus send up a fern so it can feed the crown and be able to supply enough energy to the root mass to put up new asparagus next year. So that's doing good. I'm gonna go over to the herb garden, and then I'll take you out to the pond gardens real quick. Let's see. So Paul pruned these blueberries for the first time since he had them this year, and the amount of fruit or berries on these bushes is insane. Like, there's definitely more berries than there are leaves right now. But they're looking good. Wasabi's looking good. Let's see. Oregano, thyme, marshmallow, strawberries. That's the basil. It likes a little extra heat, so it does good in the greenhouse without the roof. Here's Paul. He probably thinks I'm crazy talking to myself out here. These giant strawberries. Let's see, hold on. It's so bright out, the camera doesn't want to focus. What are you doing today?
I'm gonna take out all that stuff over there by the chicken pen. Kel doesn't know what it is.
Oh, really?
I'm just gonna take it out because it's just, it's red.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. If you take this copper fennel and then eat it with a strawberry, it's like so incredible. Anyways, I think he's talking about this stuff. I don't know what that is either. Maybe some of you might know. Let's see. Anybody know what this is? Anyways, that's what he's taking out. Carol forgot what it was, and it spreads like a wildfire. So out it goes. Garlic over here is doing good. Some of it doesn't like the rain, but a lot of it looks pretty good. Nice big thick stalks. It'll be cool to see how big the heads of garlic are. Calendula. That stuff's another wildfire kind of plant. When it gets established, it goes everywhere. Lavender setting flowers, nice. Let's see. Carol just harvested all the chamomile. Those plants are on their way out. Probably get a second crop of that in the fall. That seed, a lot of that seed that is left on the flowers that didn't get picked will drop and they will come up. Okay. Heading out to the pond garden first. Give a little update on the chickens. So, these are the meat birds. They're doing really good. They had a rough start. I think it was just a weak batch from the hatchery. Anyways, all of these guys are really healthy now. Happy about that. Processing days on Sunday. All the customers will come and pick them up. So, they've eaten some money in feed. Oh my gosh. The organic feed here is really expensive. Luckily I found the place in Idaho. So yeah, I cut my feed costs down by like half. It's really exciting for future batches. But yeah, these birds are doing good. I don't know if the chicks that you saw in the clip in the beginning of the video, I'm not sure if they were in the last tour video or not. A little garden walkthrough thing, farm walkthrough. But anyways, they're doing good now. They're all hiding out in the chickshaw because it's sun's out and they're not used to sun because it's been so gross out lately. So they think it's hot, just like I do. I'm sweating and it's probably, I don't know, high 50s. Pretty pathetic. Buddy, buddy, buddy. Buddy the turkey, he's a character. He thinks he's a dog. Willow gets jealous of him. Look at the size of him. He's getting so big. So funny. Okay, now to the pond garden. So with all the rain we had, the pond went from practically empty to practically overflowing. It's so crazy. Watch Toval go for a swim. Whoop. There are millions of these little newts. Some of them aren't too little, but millions of them everywhere. And newts only live in water that... You like that? Don't even think about coming over here and shaking next to the camera. That's right, go over there, good job. Anyways, there's millions of these little guys in this pond, and newts only live in water that's practically pristine. And so that's a really cool sign when you see... Anyways, the video cut off, and then I went to go finish recording in a new clip, and I didn't press record. I do that a lot apparently, but whatever. Newts like clean water. When it's not too sunny out, they go into the deeper water because it's cooler. They're cool weather amphibian, but normally when it's kind of cloudy or whatever, this whole area is just like overrun by newts. It's crazy. Yeah, let's talk about the garden now. So I've harvested so much kale out of this little section right here. It's crazy. The leaves are huge, they're super tender. Some of the leaves are pushing 2.5 feet, and they're just like, the stalks are just like super juicy, not even close to fibrous. Yeah, kale's doing really good. These Copenhagen market cabbages are doing great. The heads on these guys, I don't know. If I was Justin Rhodes, I'd probably kiss this cabbage. It's a beauty. But yeah, cabbage is doing great. Really excited about these guys. These 2 rows, this is Red Dragon Napa Cabbage and Minute, which is a green Napa Cabbage. They're both doing really good. Some of them, like that one especially, doesn't like the warmth. We'll see how it does. The Bok Choy, or Bok Choy actually, is huge. I'm actually going to harvest a lot of this for the CSA box this week. Got one of them going to flower though. 3 rows of Trilogy bush beans. Whoops. They're doing good. Planted them kind of early, so they had a rough start. It was just so cool. Kohlrabi, doing good. 3 different varieties. These are 5 rows of carrots. Right here. Bed of spinach. By the way, both of these beds are direct seeded. Yeah, so just so you know that. I do still direct sow a lot. Throughout the season, I'll actually be direct sowing more. It's just transplanting stuff early in the season is nice, because then you've got these giant plants early on, when if you direct sowed, a lot of your stuff would still be kind of small. So yeah, as the season goes on, I'll be direct sowing more and more stuff, because there's no need to start everything in the greenhouse when the weather's as nice as it's going to be. This bed of radishes is doing great. They're planted on a grid pattern in multi-sown plugs. I could have direct sowed these guys, but I don't know, I was planning on putting them in the orchard, and then I was like, I don't really want all these radishes in the orchard, so I just made a bed out here and plugged them out in clumps with 5 radishes per clump, and each clump spaced about 4 inches apart. So there's a lot of radishes in here. Let's see. Hold on. It's gonna be too hard to show you. Well, let's see. Radishes are looking pretty good out here. I don't like radishes, so we'll see if Willow wants it. Willow. Willow. You want a radish? There you go. Good job. You go eat that, because I don't want to eat it. Tova, do you want a radish? I know you won't eat it, so I'm not even going to give you one. Don't eat the frog. No. Leave the little tree frog alone. These guys are so... Oh. Okay. Whatever. My cabbages over there, those tree frogs love them. They just hide all inside of them. It's so funny. But, yeah. This section is still overrun with wiregrass. I've been flame weeding it like crazy. Yeah. It's about... Do you like that radish? Yeah? Good. Yeah, a lot of wiregrass. Hard to deal with, but flame weeding it once a week definitely helps. Anyways, these are Cherokee Trilogy beans that I need to get a trellis made for, because they're going to start sending out crazy wild vines, and they need something to climb up on, so got to get busy with that soon. And then this garden is still got the tarp on it. Haven't even looked under it to see if the wiregrass is growing up through it, or up under it. So it'll be a surprise. I'll just pull it off when I need it. What I'll probably do is just keep folding it and till I have the whole thing folded up. That way I don't have an open exposed area where there aren't plants. So as I need it, I'll use it up. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So now that we got a nice long video, I guess I'll end it. So if you like the video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. If you don't like the video, like I've said in videos in the past, keep on going about your day. Yeah, don't forget to subscribe, comment, come on dogs, share the video, and real quick, I guess, as for the Paul's tour video that I want to do, hopefully we'll get one this Sunday, but early Sunday morning I'll be processing the chickens. I'll have that done by hopefully noon, and then I may or may not have someone here that might be able to help me record a tour video, so we'll see how that goes with this Sunday. If not, I'll definitely try and do it the following Sunday. This week's just going to be pretty crazy. I've got a lot more than just processing chickens and CSA going on, so yeah, subscribe, like the video, comment, share it, blah 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 blah. Hope you have a good day, hope your garden's doing good, and Buddy the Turkey says we're signing out. Happy gardening.